Anyways, I want to introduce Michael, and then I'm just going to let him speak for most of the call. Michael, we usually keep it to like 8:30. It's a 40-minute call, so, you can talk as long or as little as you like. And then, ladies, I really encourage you to ask him questions whenever he's done speaking, so he's a great resource. I don't have all the statistics as to when you started. Michael, when did you start? I know you started before I did.
In July of 2013, just over 2 years.
Okay, gotcha. Good. So the reason why I'm picking Michael tonight, so Michael is one of the coaches on my team with me on Forever Fit. He is Deidre's, one of Deidre's diamonds, and he's also her cousin, and Melanie, that means Melanie is his cousin as well. So he comes from a family of very successful Beachbody coaches. I would imagine it's hard to be in that family, having that kind of success above you. I think it would be difficult, but one of Michael's major strengths is his faith. I follow him on social media, and I really find his faith really powerful. So I find that motivating, but I also know why he is successful as a coach, and that's because he sees the value of personal development. And he takes it very seriously. Whenever I was talking with him, I said, what do you want to talk about? What's your best strength? And right away, he was like, it's absolutely personal development. So I asked if he could share with you just some insight, kind of motivate you. Michael, I want you to know something, and it's kind of cool. So this week, my team we are all pushing for elite. And some of my coaches are right on the brink. So right now, we have the potential to have 6 new diamonds this week, which is insane. So they are on pins and needles. I know whenever some of them said they're nervous or they can't take it, and we're going to be on pins and needles for the next, basically until Christmas, because you have to hold that rank, and it's really stressful. So we're going to need personal development to get through these next few months. And all of you, no matter how new or old you are to coaching, personal development is a 3 vital behavior for a reason. And I can tell you I know when you're not reading, and you probably can tell when I'm not reading. That's where I get most of my insight for my calls from. And that's how I stay, I guess you could say that's how I stay believing in this, whenever sometimes it'd be easy to say, you know what, this isn't working. So it's something that I too find very valuable, but I'm going to turn it over to Michael so he can share with you some insight. I would encourage you to get a pen or paper. He usually gives great comments. So Michael, you're all in. I'm going to mute myself.
Well, I appreciate y'all letting me be here. If you can't tell, I'm from South Carolina. I'm not from Pennsylvania or anywhere up north. So hopefully you can understand my little bit of Southern slang here and there. And it is an honor to be on here tonight. I'm glad you said that about my faith, because I was thinking about this call this morning. I've been thinking about it since you allowed me to be on here, and went to church this morning, and I go to an amazing church. It's booming and it's exciting. I get to serve on Wednesday nights with about 1,500 youth. And we jump around, and we're having a great time and enjoying life. And so that is part of some of the personal development that I'll be sharing tonight. And so congrats too on all y'all's success. That's amazing. I hit Diamond in 92 days. And really that's part of this personal development journey. Is I thought that I was going to be, 5-star. I was the next Scotty Hobbs. And, you compare yourself to people on this journey, and I thought, man, I'm going to be 5-star within 5 or 6 months. And as I went on this journey, I had an amazing team. We did a cup challenge. I had some people that were they were the fit for this. I thought they are the perfect fit. They're fitness gurus. They're some male coaches that were in great shape, a couple of female coaches that were in real estate or in nursing or all these different things. We did the cup challenge. I can't remember how many points we got, but we blew it up. And then the next month, every one of them, 5 of them quit. And I thought, oh my gosh, what in the world, and that's when I really discovered why I was doing this. I discovered personal development even more so and the importance of it. And I've got an amazing team now. We're tighter now. We've got probably about 3 people that's really close to hitting Diamond, but I discovered to me how much more that it means than just, that. You will see success on there. And obviously you're putting in a lot of hard work if you're getting ready to hit Diamond and grow. So congrats on that, because it's tough. How many of y'all And, I don't know if y'all go to church or whatever, so I'll reference Pentecostal Baptists and all those different things. So if you raise your hand in church, or if you don't, I want you to raise your hand now. How many of y'all found that November sucks? It's hard. Is November hard, or are you just blowing it up? Yeah, right? October, November, December. Get ready for that. As you grow your team and as you grow your own team, get ready to preach that. October, November, December sucks. It's tough. It's hard. That's when you need to preach personal development to people. That's when you need to preach, and find out what they're really about. So I want to ask, I look at these teams as personal teams and families that trust each other. So I will share some stuff with you tonight that's personal. I trust that it'll stay within this group, and I trust that as you grow your team, I know Sarah, I've respected Sarah and Megan blow my freaking minds. They're just amazing coaches. I look to them. I see what they're doing. They inspire me, all the time, and they're just great leaders, great servant leaders. There's a lot of great leaders in this business, but they're great servant leaders. But as you grow your business and things like that, you'll see that there are struggles along this. So, and you'll share personal things, right? Does your team, y'all share personal things? I'm sure you probably talk about things. You pray for each other. You encourage each other and stuff like that. So you don't have to share what you're struggling with, but is anybody going through any struggles right now, business-wise, personal-wise, family, financial? Because this is what an old man shared with me one time several years ago. I was sitting in a church just right down the road, and I was a deacon at the time. And he said, he was talking about hard times, and he said, you're going to go through them and blah, 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 and all this. And I said this. I said, man, I really just want to learn from other people's struggles. I was probably 35 at that time, and I said, I've never really been through any hard things. I had a grandmother that passed, but I had never really been through any hard things. And he said, brother, it's coming. It's coming. And so I'll tell you this tonight, the hard times come in this business and in life. They're either, you hear it all the time, you're either heading to a storm, you're in a storm, you're heading out of a storm, right? And this is where personal development's huge. And that's why I love personal development, because it's going to grow your business. That's awesome. But it's going to make you a better person altogether. It's going to make you into something that you never would have been without this. If I quit Beachbody today, I've made a pretty good living. I've been able to do things with my boys that I wouldn't have been able to do. I've been able to pay some debt off and things like that. But one thing that it's made me into is a better man. Do I make some mistakes? Yes. Do I still struggle? Yes. But it's made me a better person. It's made me a better servant leader and things like that. So as you get off of this call tonight, think about the things that you're struggling with. And I want you to think about what type of personal development you should be reading, what type of personal development you should be listening to. And it's not always this. People say this all the time. What book should I read next? Well, what are you struggling with? I'm going to share some books tonight that are some of my favorite, but you may think they're awful. I hear people talk about all the time, You're a Badass, that book, all the time. And I like it, but it's not one of my favorites because it's not, it wasn't applicable to me in a lot of things. But when I was in high school, I didn't read at all. Like none. Like I read one book of Mice and Men. Have y'all ever heard of that book of Mice and Men? I read that book and I liked it, and I didn't want to read anymore, and I never did. And I think since I've been a coach in the past 2.5 years, I probably read 30 books, 40 books. I don't know. I keep them all out in my man cave. I've listened to a ton of podcasts. Write that down. You want to listen to podcasts? The National Wake Up Call is on podcast. You can always go back and listen to recording. I still work full time. I'm a baseball coach. I do a lot of things, so I don't get to get on things live, but podcasts are amazing. Shalene Johnson's podcast is amazing. I've got another guy, before I forget this. Let me tell you this other podcast that's amazing, because I know I'll get off this call. But his name is Lewis Howes. Lewis Howes. He just came on. I didn't mean for it to, but Lewis Howes on podcast is amazing. But I want you to think about this as we're going to this call tonight. And I've shared this on every personal development call, because I read this in a book one time and it really hit with me. And it's going to really apply to you women. So go with me on this journey and understand this when I say this. Think about labor and how it creates life. Think about ladies. How many of y'all got kids? Yes, I would not want to be you. I love my kids. If I was a lady and I could do it when I was 12, I'd have got neutered, spayed, fixed, tubes tied, taken out, ripped out, whatever I had to do, because I've seen it and I don't want any part of that. But you think about why would you want to go through that pain? Why in the world would you want to suffer the way that y'all do for 9 months? I've seen my wife and I've seen other ladies go through it. They get sick, they throw up, their belly stretches, they feel awful. They go through all those different things. And then when it comes to labor time, I remember when my first child was born, my son, my youngest, and they ended up having to do a C-section. And I watched her push and push and push and push and push and go through all those different things for hours and hours and hours. And I watched them take this needle that was like, she's like, don't let this baby die. And I'm like, I'm not. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm doing it. But all things create life, right? Why do you go through those things? Because the pain and the struggle and the is maybe like just like be what's going on a broken. I can promise you this and testify to this, and several of y'all others can too. The struggle and the pain and the labor and the fight that you go through is worth the success. It's worth the life that you create. And I can tell you this, if it wasn't a struggle at times, if it wasn't tough at times, if Novembers didn't come around and always suck and always, then everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be doing it. It'd be easy. Everybody would be Melanie Metro, and they'd be making millions of dollars a year, and they'd be going on free trips, and everybody would be doing it. But everybody sees the value in what we're doing. Not everybody sees the struggle and the labor and all those different things. And not everybody's worth that you really right. And you shouldn't be in this. Everybody, that should be just a thing that they do. We love helping people. It has to be something deeper than that, right? My why is freedom. Anybody wants to come up to me anytime and they'd say, why are you Beachbody coach? I'd say freedom. Freedom of time. I want to be able to fire my boss. I want to be able to go on vacation when I want to. I want to be able to go to my boys' school when I want to. If somebody needs a mission trip, that they want me to go on, I want to be able to go. If somebody, we have some local people in Columbus to go down there and be able to help those flood victims and things like that. Freedom of time, freedom of money. I don't want to have to, when my son says, I need a new pair of basketball shoes, I hate asking how much is it, and that's part of it. I don't want him just to go buy $800 pair of shoes, but at the same time, I know he needs them, but I still have to ask how much. Freedom of time, freedom of money, freedom of mind, not to have to worry about things, freedom to be able to give people money that's in need, things like that. So always know your why. Always know that. And that's where personal development is going to kick in. It's going to help you and so many other coaches along the way. Because here's the reality. When you're inviting people to the coaching opportunity, you're doing so much for them that they don't even see yet. For y'all, I assume everybody on this call is Sarah's personal coach or one of Sarah's coaches and down the line. If you're new to this, you don't even know what you're getting to be a part of yet. You don't even know. When people say fit family, that sounds nice and all that, but there's so much more to it. I depend on my fit family for a lot. I've got a brother he's not really my brother. I call him a brother, but he's a coach. And he'll call me sometimes. He's like, dude, I'm not calling you to, to ask you about Beachbody. I just want to call and talk to you. That's the kind of things that you get on this. But these are the things that I want you to think about tonight. Caleb Thomas, I don't know if y'all know him. He's an amazing coach, does some great videos and things like that. But he said this one time on a call, and this is how serious personal development is. He says, if you do not do personal development, do not expect to be a top coach. He even said that if you're not going to do personal development, get off the call and quit Beachbody coaching. That's what he said on the call. I'm not telling you. I tell my coach, it's wasting your time. But he said that because here's the reality of this, and this is what sucks. Okay, Sarah asked me to speak, so I'm speaking the truth and from my heart. Some of y'all are not going to be on this call a year from now. Some of y'all are going to quit. Some of y'all will be. You know, I hope everybody is on this call next year. I hope everybody's a part of this team next year. But the ones that quit probably are the ones that let their personal development kind of fall to the wayside. Some of y'all are the ones that, you know, had a struggle and you just gave up. You just quit, you know. And that's where the personal development digs in. Personal development helps you to fail forward. Failing forward is one of the books that I've read, and it's amazing. You know, if you never fail, when I told that old man that one time, and I say old man with respect because I'm 42 now and I'm getting closer to being that old man. But anyway, when I told him that, I could have never learned the things that I've learned if I'd have never personally experienced failure. Because this is what I want to share with y'all. It's crazy. About 3 years ago, I went through something, and I'm still going through it, and God's working it out. But about 3 years ago, I experienced something that radically changed my life. It radically changed. I'll just say my life. It radically. I put Beachbody into my life about 5 or 6 months right after that. And why did he do that? You know, why did he do that? And at the time, I really didn't know. But this is the reality. Because you're a servant leader, right? That's the reality. You're a leader. Sarah's a leader, but she's a servant leader. She's there to take care of y'all, to help the challengers, help coaches and things like that. And when I was going through those storms and I was able to dig into my personal development, I was able to dig into God's word every day and things like that. I was able to learn from experiences that I went through. Same thing as coaches. Same thing right now. Take the experiences that you're going through, the hard times, the struggles, when people tell you no, when they tell you yes, and then they don't never fill out the form or they don't never complete the coach app, and it drives you insane and you've spent time with them. Learn from it. Everything that you go through, learn from it. What did I do good? What did I do bad? Personal development helps you to fail forward in everything that you do. Every experience, you get back up and you fail forward. I'm going to flip my page over here. I had a PowerPoint. It's a really cool PowerPoint too, but I don't know. Somehow I deleted it or something happened. But anyway, so think about that why. Think about that why tonight. And you don't have to write it down right now, but you should write it down and put it somewhere that you see it. Somewhere that you see it all the time. The more personal development that you read, the deeper your why will become too. The more that you see how God created you to do something special. Because if I could get this into people's minds, and this is where anyway, I'm just going to say it. If I could get this into everybody's mind on this call, and everybody's mind that sees my Facebook post, or kids that I think Natasha's special, and Michelle's not going to be special, and then Cheryl, she's going to be amazing. Christina, nope, she's just going to be average. You know, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. He created every one of you as something unique, something amazing, something special, to do something amazing. I don't believe he created anybody just to live an average life. You know, and when I say that, I don't mean that everybody was supposed to be doctors and lawyers and everybody's supposed to be a top Beachbody coach. But every one of us was created to do something unique and something amazing. But the problem is this: we forget about it. We forget it. What do we tell our kids when they're growing up? You can do anything that you want to do, right? Dream big, have big goals, do anything that you want to do. But as adults, we forget that way too often. We say, well, too busy. You know, I can't do that. You know, so you say all those different things. And we forget, I don't care if you're, live like Moses. I think it don't matter. It's never too late to do. Somebody says, and this really pisses me off when I hear this kind of stuff. I hate when people beat up other people. If they say, Sarah, you're never going to do anything with this. Why are you wasting your time? well, you're only making the X amount of money. It's taking you this long. You're never going to, you'll never be Melanie Metro. You'll never be, that's when you go dig into that personal development and you remind yourself, that person right there is probably average. Their life sucks. They're at the bottom of their, the ditch, and they want me to be down there with them. That's what personal development does, does for you. It's point it's a point prepare to do challenge groups on your own. You need to do some things and start preparing yourself right now to be the CEO and the owner of your business that you want to be. Because here's the reality. When I had 5 coaches quit on me, I started thinking then, I was like, you know what? If I want to be a 15-star coach, I got to start treating my business first. It asked this question right here. It says, are you a poser? Are you an amateur? Or are you a professional? I think that was in another good book. And you have to really look at yourself, and everybody wants to say, well, I'm a professional. When none of us are. I mean, that's the reality of it. It takes a long time to become a professional. But a poser is someone who just sign Sarah, and I'm going to sign Michelle, and I'm going to sign Stephanie. And if I get those 3 ladies, I'm going to blow this thing up. And when they don't sign, I quit. We have to start stepping forward. We have to become that professional that we want to be. If y'all look at Sarah and you say that you want to, become what Sarah is right now, then you need to start treating your business like Sarah. You need to develop the habits like Sarah. And this would be my goal. If I was on this team, honestly, because this is the way I treat Deidre, and pass her. If Sarah becomes a 5-star, your goal should be to be a 6-star. Try to pack competitions with those things. Try to be, and it's not trying to put her down by any means, but try to be that leader that she already is. Grow quickly and see yourself in that role. And these are a couple more things I'm going to share with you. And I like to have 30-minute calls too. I don't like to have an hour. I promise you that. Because there's 3 things in this company that combine for success. These are 3 things that I had heard or seen or wrote down. But the products, everybody knows. And if you don't believe in the products, then you don't need to be a Beachbody coach. The workouts are the best. I took my before pictures when I started Body Beast 60 days ago. And I hate doing that crap. I hate taking before pictures. I hate taking after pictures. I hate meal planning. I'm just telling you the truth. And I get on Facebook and tell everybody that. I like working out. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I thought it was pretty good things, but I don't like meal planning. I like drinking Shakeology. I don't like making it. I don't like making anything. I'm lazy. I wish everybody, you could just make it sit here, but I do. I meal prep tonight, and I took my pictures afterwards and I was like, dang, there's change there. Our products are amazing. The workouts are freaking awesome. The Shakeology, there's nothing else like it. The compensation plan and the training, you can't get any better than what we got. When Sarah was talking about Melanie and Deidre, they're my wife's cousins. So that makes it a little bit easier. They ain't actually, maybe I need some of their blood. I don't know. But anyway, you can see from them, we've got great training. We get the best of the best training. We got the best of the best compensation plan. But that other 3rd thing is you. If a year from now, if you're not doing well in this business or if you quit, it's not because of anything that Beachbody had to do. You can blame it on it if you're one of those people, but it's really because of you. If you're successful a year from now, pat yourself on the back because it's because of you. You make or break this business. And that's why you have to believe in you. That's why you got to have personal development. That's why when you fail and coaches quit and challengers quit and people go inactive and all that crap that happens on this wonderful journey, you have to be confident and you have to see the magic that's here for you, So these are, I would just tell you this, stay focused, stay positive, stay consistent in what you do. People are not looking to see, is Sarah there today and gone tomorrow? They want a coach. If I got to lose 100 pounds, I need somebody that's showing up every day, right? I'm at Success Club 6 this month already. Last month was the very first month. I was a Success Club All-Star for every month that I've been in this, 26 months in a row. Last month was the first month I didn't hit it. And I invited more than I ever have. and I fell 1 point short. I started by a challenge pack up under somebody else's name, and I was like, whatever, it ain't whatever. It's just a little sticker, and I get to stand up and wave my hands at the thing, But I went into this month with a different mindset, and I'm already at Success Club 6, So I had to fail forward with that. But you have to stay consistent, and consistency is what got me Success Club 6, because the people that bought this month, people I talked to about 8 months ago. And how do you be consistent? How do you make time? I'll tell you how I make time as a busy dad. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I try to get to work about 5:30, but I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I take time. One thing that I did bad when I first started this journey is I did take too much time away from my kids. And it does take time, and they know that, and they know why I'm doing this. But now I do better about that when they're not around. Like right now, they're at a Mercy Me concert with my mother-in-law. So I'm not taking time away from them. So I try to balance that stuff out. I toilet text. How many of y'all toilet text? Come on. Anybody? Thank you. If you don't, that's a great time. I'm just telling you. You take your iPhone in there, and I don't know if you're doing your makeup, or I don't do makeup, but whatever y'all do in the bathroom, then you just, check up on something, comment on some posts, utilize your time, right? Personal development. You can't read going down the road, but you can podcast going down the road. You can listen to those things going down the road. There's lots of times that you can make up. I'm just being honest with y'all. That's, if people knew I was commenting, great job. And, anyway, at those times, they might not like that, but it happens. So stay consistent with those things. 3 things that I'm going to share with you, and then I'm going to let Sarah wrap it up. These are just some things that I had wrote down. Is believe that you can do it. Always have that mindset of what we tell our kids. If you speak to your kid, I've seen some kids getting on the calls a while ago, on the screen a while ago. If you tell your kids that they can do great things, that they can do anything, that they can make all A's, that they should make all A's, then how can you speak those things if you're not living it? How can you speak it? If you're telling them right now, they know that you're a Beachbody coach, right? And if you don't talk to them about those things as you go on this journey, then you should. What are you trying to achieve? Why are you getting on a call with some man from South Carolina that they don't have a freaking clue who it is? Why am I doing those things? You should tell them why you're doing those things, and tell them you got some great dreams and great goals. But as you push them, you better be setting the example for that. You better be, showing them that you're doing that too. Be willing to help others. It's not all about selling a challenge pack all the time, right? Be willing to reach out to people, encourage people. One of the greatest blessings that I've had on this journey as a coach is I see that. Okay. Is this. I've been able to help some kids out in my man cave twice a week. If you ever follow me, there's some kids that work out. They might not, they ain't gonna never buy a challenge pack from me, and I don't care. Be willing to help other people and embrace failure. Embrace failure. Those are 3 things that I'll wrap it up with. I know we're running out of time, but anyway, Sarah, I hope that helped. I hope that's what you was looking for.
That was exactly what I was looking for. So tomorrow I'm speaking for his team. Now I got to really bring my A games. You did great. I appreciate it. Girls, do you want to ask him anything specific? Any questions? Unmute yourself if you do.
Books that you suggest, like top 5.
Okay, I wrote that down. I've got, so mine's kind of different. You always hear the compound effect and the slight edge. So that's in the top 2. But one of my favorite book, and it's an easy read. It's not a salesman. It's crazy. It's there's a Greatest Salesman in the World, part 1 and part 2. A lot of people don't know about that book. But if you've ever read the Bible, you'll see how it goes hand in hand, with that. I mean, it does. And even if you've never read the Bible, it's a great servant book. If you're ever going to get anywhere in this business, you have to be a servant. I mean, so I would say Greatest Salesman in the World, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a great book, and it can scratch it out and say Rich Mom, Poor Mom. I don't care, whatever. But it's a great book. I put the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. That's a great book. And then I read my Bible every day. I fail and I struggle and I sin and screw up and mess up and all those different things. So I need as much as I can get, but anytime that I can dig into Proverbs or Psalms or things like that, and get wisdom, but those are some books that I love to read.
Awesome.
If you read one of those books, let me know. You can tag me in a post. I don't care, but let me know. Say, yeah, that was a great book, or please don't ever suggest that book again.
Thank you for those suggestions. I agree with you. Remember how you said you read You Are a Badass, but it's not your favorite?
Yeah.
It's not mine.
Yeah, that wasn't one of my. Nah, I was all jacked up about it. Then I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in high school having to read a book again. And I read it, but it wasn't. I don't know. Anyway.
I think if you struggle with the confidence piece, it's great. But if you're not struggling with that part, you don't need it. But I agree. Yeah. Sometimes you're like, I can talk about a book that's the best in the world, and then you read it and you're like, it's okay. So you got to figure out what y'all need.
Yeah.
All right.
I was one of the people who loved You're a Badass, but now I've since started listening to Shailene's podcast, and there's no comparison. I mean, her podcasts are blow You're a Badass out.
Yeah, I think one of the things is I had read so many other books before that, and I'd listened to so many other podcasts and so many other things that when I got to that, it was just like, I mean, I don't know. It's, each his own.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for getting on. I want to be cognizant of your time, and I'll let you all go. Michael, I appreciate it, and I'm excited to meet your team tomorrow night.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate it.
All right. See you all.